The two ordinary hosts of this podcast are not professionals on parapsychology, extraterrestrials, cryptozoology, nor would they describe themselves as religious or prone to superstition. They'd also like to make it known that this show is not intended for children or those with sensitive sensibilities. Please listen at your own discretion. And remember, the truth is often anecdotal.
Hello, listeners. I am Mr. R.
And I'm Mr. X.
A paranormal dudes.
Reading paranormal stories.
Mr. X, tell me, when's the last time you pursued to further your education?
I can't even do the math in my head. Like 2011, I think.
I thought I lost you.
No. Yeah. I graduated in 2011. Didn't go after that.
Gotcha.
You consider it every once in a while, but then you're like, do I really want to go back through all that? No, I don't.
I think
so
I'd be better at it
podcasting.
Now. But
at school?
Oh yeah. Because I care so much more about learning shit now.
Yeah.
Because like when I find an interest in something, I deep dive. But when I went like in school, I had to learn about shit that I didn't care about. So like it was really hard for me to set in.
Yeah. Everybody's becomes Will Hunting. Is that the character's name from Good Will Hunting?
William Hunting.
just study on their own after a while. That's how we learn things as adults, and you know what? That's fine. Except, most people nowadays are apparently fucking idiots. So maybe they should have stayed in school.
Yeah. Well, cool. Yeah, we're talking about school in this episode. Man, I didn't like school. It probably won't come as a surprise. If anyone listens to Sequel Factory, it'll come across very clearly that I wasn't a big
Reader?
student. I wasn't a big reader. I'm not good at math. But however, I did find out that if I try to equate any math equation, like if I try to use math in the sense of like D&D, I can do math really well. But anything other than that, it's like people. I do a lot of spreadsheets and like paperwork at my job, and it does require a lot of numbers and even percentage math. And I'm like, I can't do it. I'm not smart enough. And my boss is like, well, could you please stop crying on the floor? You're embarrassing us. This is a warehouse.
The biggest joke, I guess, from our school days was our teachers telling us that we're not going to have a calculator in our pocket everywhere we go.
Right.
Which,
the younger generations are never going to hear about this. But we had teachers that were very firm on that sentiment. Like, why can't we use calculators? We have, what are they, TI-82, the Texas Tech calculators that they had. We had these massive calculators that they made us learn how to use. And then in other classes, we weren't allowed to use them because, quote, you're not going to have a calculator in your pocket. Which even before phones, calculators were small enough to fit into pockets.
Yeah, but only nerds would carry those around. See, with me, it was weird because, like, in elementary school, the teacher would say that. They'd be like, yeah, you're not going to have a calculator with you. And then when I moved to Puerto Rico, they did all their math by hand. So I had to learn how to write equations.
Sure.
And then when I moved back to Texas, they just used calculators for everything. I was like, oh, okay. And then, the iPhone came out, so.
Yeah. Sorry, I said Texas Tech. I meant Texas Instruments.
Yeah. Those big, long calculators.
Those huge calculators that had like a sheath.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You slid them in and out.
It was really satisfying. You could also if you were really good on these things, you could make little games on them.
You could draw. You could do like a lot of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
But
talking about schools.
Yeah. I don't know what if you had like a strategy for these, but I wanted to find specifically stories that took place in a school or during school. I found
Sure.
lots of stories that were like back in high school, and I was like, nah, that doesn't really count. I wanted to use new subreddits that I haven't used before. And there is a list of paranormal themed subreddits in order of popularity. And surprisingly, Paranormal Encounters was a few places before Paranormal, even though I feel like I always find better stories on Paranormal. But there were two that I wanted to try. The first one was Aliens. That was the most popular. Out of all the paranormal stuff, Aliens was the most popular. All I could find when I typed in school was either specific stories that happened at schools, and they were just articles, or people being like old school style UFOs. And I was like, no, it doesn't count.
No.
And then the other subreddit I wanted to try was r/mystery, which I could not do because while there were some interesting stories that had paranormal, like, there's people asking like, hey, this kind of paranormal thing happened to me. What do you guys, could you guys give me any explanations? And all the comments were too rational. They were like trying to explain what it was, and I was like, that's not funny unless I'm doing it. But
yeah.
So I was like, man, I can't go with those. So instead I found my two stories, which are kind of long, but that's okay, because your first one here is pretty damn short. And I know you picked it simply because of the title.
I sure did. Okay, let's... So I chose this story. You'll hear it in the title. You'll hear exactly why I picked it. It was posted in r/paranormal as of 2 years ago, and the title is, I had a premonition of my 3th grade first day of school.
Is that how you read it? 3?
Okay, so I'll tell you, I'm very dyslexic. So I read this as 3rd grade, first day of school, and then had to go back through it because I saw a TH in there. Thirth?
But it can't even be thirth because there's no R in there.
Oh, that's true.
It would probably be threef, huh?
Threef.
We're just so used to the right way of saying it. It's off-putting.
It's awful. So I don't know what that means for the rest of the story because, again, I haven't read it, folks. I'm going to say it right now. I see a few errors and like suggestions that Google Docs is making that written here. But yeah, here we go. My story is nothing scary. Oh, fucking good. I'm just surprised I had this premonition. It was absolutely not harmful or anything. So one day I go to bed. I must be 6 or 7 years old. I fall asleep and I have the weirdest dream ever. I see my school's playground. It was the place where all the students had to go the first day to be assigned to a group and a class with our soon-to-be teacher. I remember seeing the
crowd.
I guess this still would say crowd of parents with their kids. Every single detail in the playground was there. It seemed so real. I remember what I was wearing too. Even today, almost 10 years later, there's supposed to be a comma there. I remember what I was wearing too, even today. Oh, there is a comma. Even today, almost 10 years later. I bought with my mom a nice outfit. Uniform-like kind of style. A white shirt, a blue pair of shorts, a black cardigan, and even a little blue tie with a Velcro size it was for kids.
I guess that is supposed to say since. I like how you just worked in your brain. Because when I saw this, I was like, what the fuck is he trying to say?
With a blue tie with Velcro since it was for kids.
Yeah.
I like that outfit so much. When I woke up in the morning, I got dressed, ate breakfast, and went to school with my mom and sisters. We ended up in the playground. I saw the same crowd of parents with their kids, the same light, the same temperature, and the same time. And of course, I was wearing my outfit. I told my mom, "Are these supposed to be quotation marks?"
Yeah, I think this is a foreign. Yeah. Because like in some languages they do different things. Like in Spanish they do em dashes for dialogue.
Oh,
so, yeah.
Okay. I told my mom, "Hey mom, I had a dream about today, and it was the same. I was wearing this in my dream, and I was so excited. I thought, THAUGHT, I thought A had some kind of gift, like a superpower, and I
think, yeah, they're just trying to say thought.
Well, now I'm worried that might be how it's spelled.
No, it's not.
Okay. And I thought it was so cool. My mom didn't thought much about it. But it was a nice experience that I remember today.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was 10 years ago. I mean, this must have stuck with them for some reason, you know? But, like, how are you going to actually remember all the details? Maybe there's a picture of you from this day, so you're like, I remember the exact outfit, but I don't know, the same temperature? That caught me off guard. Do you normally feel temperature in your dreams?
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple things. Obviously, there's one thing that you can control, right? You're like, oh, I had a dream about this day, and I was wearing exactly this outfit. Wouldn't you have remembered that when you were putting on the outfit?
Well, see, my thing is, they said they liked the outfit very much, so they must have been anticipating wearing this outfit. They must have been like, wow, this outfit looks so neat. Can't wait to put it on. And that influenced what they dreamt about, right? It's the third grade. So surely they've been to this school before. We're assuming in the second grade. So they must know what this school looks like.
Oh, that's a good point.
The teacher, like seeing the teacher, I don't know, they probably were just kind of like, wow, there was a teacher in my dream. It must have been her, you know? Like clearly they don't put enough, they don't pay enough attention to their writing. So like, I can't imagine they actually retained all the detail from their dream.
I really like the idea. Could you imagine if everyone behaved this way when they remembered something? If like, imagine going to your job and be like, oh my God, I remember these things. Like, you were there and you were there.
You know, it's
just
funny.
A memory. It's not a dream. It's just a memory.
So I am going to go see The Back Rooms after we're done recording this.
Oh, I want to go see it.
And I've been seeing a lot of stuff online about it. Yeah. Not spoilers or anything, just people being like, I'm going to go watch The Back Rooms, or I just watched The Back Rooms. And I saw a reel. It popped up, and this guy walks out of an auditorium, and he like starts playing like a little kid video to kind of get over how the movie made him feel, I guess, was the joke. But all I could think of was like, I know that hallway. I literally know that exact spot he's standing in because I've walked past it 1,000 times because it was the Ridgemar movie theater right in front of auditorium number 5. And I was awesome. Like, huh. And I was looking through the comments. Only one person was like, is that an old rave? To which they replied, yep. But I wanted to be like, is that the Ridgemar rave? But I didn't really want to dox them. It had quite a few likes and stuff. So I was like, I guess I won't. But yeah, I mean, I was just kind of like,
considering like commercial movie theaters, like rave is pretty rare.
Yeah. I mean, they only existed for like 10 years before Cinemark bought them out. So
right.
Now, like immediately I recognize that hallway because again, I've been down it like 1,000 times. Even though it was literally just, it wasn't showing anything. All you could see was the entrance to that auditorium and because there's a corner right there. It was auditorium number 5. So there was a corner that went around to the XD theater, which would have been number 4, right?
Right.
And so I could see the corner and then I could see a little area where there was like a butter stand, you know, where you can get all your butter and condiments and stuff.
Yes.
And I was just like, okay, no, that's definitely the same one. And I'm positive if I would dream of a movie theater, it would probably be that place because I spent almost 10 years there. And so it's just very familiar to me. And I imagine that even if they don't remember all the details like properly, they're probably just thinking back on the actual school. They're like, well, I was at a school. It must have been this school. It must have been all the details of the playground, like they say. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know if this is a premonition. It just sounds like they just had a dream. about their first day of school because they were excited about their first day of school. So
Yeah.
And then they didn't tell us what their mom said. I guess they just said my mom didn't thought much about it, but it was a nice
She didn't
experience
thought much.
that I remember today. Yeah.
I do like the idea of the mom being like, I don't thought much about that.
It's like, I had a dream about this. I was wearing this in my dream. The mom's just like taking a drag on a cigarette, like
I was gonna say sipping on brandy.
Shut the fuck up, kid, you know?
Aren't you supposed to be in the class or something?
All right, let's see what your only comment on here has to say.
Yes, the only comment, and I didn't realize it had a single comment. When I picked the story, I was so excited about the title. The comment number 1 is sorry, is Threef. That's it. The OP does respond to this and says, "My bad. I wanted to say 3rd grade. Typing mistake. Very engaging, and I realize this is my fault, and I've done it to myself."
It's funny. You know what's weird is that when you send this in our group chat, it pops up with a little preview. It has the title, it has the first few sentences, and it shows you the upvotes and how many comments are on it. And this one said 3. So when I saw it only had the 1 with the response, I was like, oh, are there no more?
Oh, bummer.
The little preview lied to me. You know what's crazy about this is that I'm sure if I write Threef, oh, I guess it did let me.
Oh, yeah, it lets you.
Huh.
What happens if I Google Threef?
Did Googling Threef come up with anything?
No, it is just kind of like, hey, a lot of people do this. How many people have to do this before it's correct? Like,
oh, yeah. The first thing that pops up, if I Bing it, it's Writing Tips Institute. And it's 3rd or Threef, which is correct. And if I click on it, it says 3rd is correct numeric abbreviation for the original 3rd. Threef is a grammatical error that you should avoid using.
Don't even think about it.
Well, thank you, Amy Gilmore. This was updated on December 28th, 2023.
Holy shit. Well, Amy Gilmore, shout out. Everyone go support Amy Gilmore.
Yeah. Okay,
Unless
and then
she's
like
racist or something.
Well, she is white and blonde. So.
Oh no!
But it keeps going. There's like more stuff, and there's like a little listicle of like 1 is first. That's 1 ST. 2 is second. And it's even highlighting the last part of the word first and the last part of the word second and the last part of the word third, and why all these have like either R, D, T, H, whatever. So thanks, Amy. You really went out of your way there, huh? There's an even further breakdown of it, of like how to pronounce it. like she breaks down the word second and how to pronounce it. Maybe this is for like people trying to learn English, right?
Yeah.
So, okay. Anyways, interesting first story. I think it's time for an ad break.
I think so.
All right. Okay, my first story is a lot longer, and I think we vamped long enough that we're just going to have to jump right into this story.
Yeah.
So, mine's is from the Paranormal subreddit, posted 6 years ago, titled, "When I was in primary school, I opened a door and ended up somewhere else that doesn't exist." Hi, everyone. This is one of my first experiences with the paranormal. And even if a lot of time has passed, more than 10 years, maybe this is the same OP. I can still recall it clearly. My primary school was a Christian school built inside a convent that was still being used. Okay. The first 2 floors of the building had been adapted to house a school, and the last floor was where the nuns and other people lived. Useless to say that us kids were forbidden to get to the last floor, and the doors that brought their oh my gosh. Sorry, they do specify at the very beginning of the story that English isn't their first language. So,
yeah.
Because useless to say isn't, I don't think, a phrase. Needless to say, that us kids were forbidden to get to the last floor. And the doors that went to, oh my gosh,
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
trying to figure out what they're trying to say. Doors that brought
Us
there
there?
were often locked. Okay, I guess the doors to that third floor were often locked, except for the emergency doors that connected the third floor to the second. We weren't supposed to get in there either, but as soon as we figured out that they were unlocked, a lot of kids started opening these doors and exploring what was inside. I had never opened one and had no idea what they were or what they were for. One day during class, I went to the bathroom and met one of my classmates since we didn't want to get back straight away, and one of these mystery doors was a short distance from the bathrooms. Sorry. I said a shirt distance.
Short distance.
You know, the distance of a single shirt, but with size. We decided to take a look inside. Other than us, there was no one around. It was the first time that I opened one, and while I went in, my classmate waited by the door, keeping it open. I'm thankful for that now that I'm writing about it. What I had in front of me was a pretty short hallway. On the left wall, there were 2 doors, a closed one and one that led into what I thought was an office. I could see a desk and a chair, and behind those, a really large window that let a lot of light come in. And I mean a lot. At the end of the hallway, there was another closed door, and on the right, a slightly open door. From this last one, I could only see a bright light coming through. I thought I had discovered the principal's office and felt super proud, but after I took a couple steps inside, I turned back because I feared I'd get caught. I was a really quiet kid that strictly followed the rules and hated confrontation. It would have destroyed me to be caught there.
Okay, it's okay.
While I was exiting the door to get back, I saw that my classmate had a rather surprised look on her face, but I didn't inquire further because I thought that what unsettled her was that we were doing something that broke the rules. I then got back to class, wrote a note about what was inside the door, and passed it on to another girl, and that was the end of it. A couple days later, during lunch break, we gathered in a small group and decided to check what was inside the same door, the one close to the bathrooms. It was the closer one to our classroom and the only one in that part of the school. I was pretty confident because I had been there before, but when they opened the door, I was shocked. What was inside was a dark hallway with only a single door on the far left, where the office should have been, that brought to an elevator and some stairs to get to the third floor. That discovery really confused me, but after going back a second time, there was no doubt that the dark hallway, elevator, and stairs were the only thing at the other side of that mysterious green door. Being a kid, I soon forgot about it without giving it too much thought and moved on, but I couldn't help thinking about it growing up. I know I couldn't have imagined it because I stayed there multiple seconds, moving around and all, and I remember it so clearly that it could only have been real. I have no explanation to offer, and I'm convinced that I went somewhere that wasn't my school that day. Any thoughts? Yeah, my thought is that you're a dumb kid, and you probably went up a different stairwell. Ended up in a different spot of the school.
A service stairwell.
Yeah. Now, I used to work at the Omni Hotel in downtown Fort Worth. Beautiful building. And I was a pool attendant. So my job was literally just go out, make sure the pool chairs had towels on them for the guests. Small pool, didn't take long. The rest of the time was just like killing time, right? And so one day I was like, you know what? I wanted to explore the stairwells because the stairwells were massive. You know, talk about back rooms. That was like kind of an uncanny place to be in. You walk into the stairwell and you're like, whoa, massive. And if you went up, obviously it leads to different parts of the building, but like massive buildings like that, the structure isn't necessarily just like I don't know how to word this. Like just because you go up one floor doesn't mean you're going to be in the same spot as the floor below, right? Because it's a weird shaped building. And it felt like when I was in that stairwell, I was like in a cruise ship, you know? It was just so massive that I was like, man, I feel like I'm losing my balance. And I went up literally just one floor, assuming it would be the same layout. And it was not. And I was very turned around. I eventually had to find an elevator, get back down to the floor I was on before, which I did know the layout to for the most part, and find my way back to where I was supposed to be. But, I was in my 20s when that happened. I'm sure a little, I didn't even say what grade they're in, huh? But some kid is probably not going to like memorize the layout of a floor they've only visited for a few seconds,
Right. Have you ever have you ever done the thing where, God, man, this sucks to ask because it's so boring, but like I remember being a teenager and going into buildings just to like go up and down elevators because I'm from like bumfuck nowhere where we didn't have buildings tall enough for things like that. So like anytime my friends and I were like specifically going to, let's say, Austin or Dallas to be part of like a theater competition or marching band stuff, right? We'd always go to these bigger cities, and anyway, we would go into like a fucking Hyatt or something and just ride the elevator up to the highest floor we could. Anyway, the whole point of this is that at one point, an elevator stopped on a floor that wasn't, I guess, finished technically. It was like under construction, and it was the most startling thing. Like we were all having fun and like giggling, like ha 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 ha. But like looking back, there's no reason we should have been able to go to that floor.
Yeah. And see, that's weird because I know I've only, I worked at that Omni for a little while, and I guess I had employee access, so I had a badge to get through like certain doors and stuff. And I only worked there for one summer, and I've only stayed there as a guest once, but you cannot get up the elevator unless you have like a key card, whether that's a guest card or an employee card.
Oh, sure.
So you wouldn't even be able to do that there. And I don't know if you've ever walked into that Omni. It is very fancy. Like you can chill in the lobby because there's a Starbucks there. Go in the Starbucks, hang out. There's also a bar that is part of the hotel, but anybody can go into. And apparently it's the only bar with a pool table in all of downtown. At least it was fun. Like back when I was in my 20s. But yeah, I've never done that. I've never walked into a random building and gone up and down the elevator. Mostly because I don't use elevators all that often. I much prefer the stairs. But I have tried to go as high up in the stairs as I possibly can.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then like, because a lot of them, if you get all the way to the top, though, there's a door that says roof access, right? Try to get to the roof. It's always locked.
And usually those are locked, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, let's get into the comments here because even my freaking comments are pretty long because this OP likes to talk.
Oh, yeah, look at that.
So this first one here says, interesting. I believe you as there could be a number of possibilities such as a vision from the past or even the future. There's now scientifically believed to be 11 dimensions in the space-time continuum. So who's to say it wasn't another dimension? Disregard those saying it was 10 years ago, so you're not remembering correctly. I'm 47 now, and I remember vividly every moment of something that happened to me when I was 12, 35 years ago. Curious if you ever asked your classmate why she looked shocked at the end of the hall. Did she see or experience something? Okay, so that's an aspect of the story I was curious about, right? She said her friend looked shocked. And in my head, because I didn't read this story before we started recording, I was like, okay, so did she just like walk through a wall? Because obviously the title is I opened a door and ended up somewhere that doesn't exist, right? So did she like phase through a wall and then come back through? And her friend was like, what the fuck?
Hold on a second.
No. I legitimately think they just went up a different stairwell and I guess didn't realize. OP responds to that first comment and says, that's really interesting. I haven't really looked into it, but I'm seeing some interesting opinions that I'll surely study further. Fuck me. That I'll surely study further. The human brain is so weird. I have a pretty bad memory, but I remember perfectly things that happened years ago. I'm new into the paranormal study, but you're making me really curious. Have you ever heard or experienced similar things? We weren't really friends, and I was really shy, so it was easier never to speak of it again than to look dumb or weird. The whole thing didn't even bother me until I thought about it sometime later, but at the time, it was too late to ask. Okay, so you just decided to go on this adventure with some girl that you kind of knew, like an acquaintance. You're just like, oh, hey, there's Billy Bob. You want to try this stairwell?
Do you know what's up here? I don't know what's up here.
Hey, is this the stairwell? I think so. Let's go check it out. Also, how do you not know where the principal's office is in your school?
Maybe you're a good student. Maybe you're a law-abiding citizen.
Isn't it usually just at the front of the school, like where
That's
the office
where mine
is?
always were.
Okay. Comment number 2. Sounds like this was more than 10 years ago, and you've simply remembered it wrong. Nothing paranormal. Okay. Hope he does respond to that. I've told the same story over the years to my friends when we talk about paranormal stuff. This is just the first time I write about it on the internet. You're free not to believe me, though. No hard feelings. I understand why it could seem that way, and I'd probably be skeptical myself if I didn't remember it so clearly. Cool. Comment number 3 says a green door. I do not remember them mentioning a green door in this story.
Yeah, there was a green door.
Oh, I guess I was so waiting for, because I do read all the comments. Sometimes I don't read the story all the way, but I do read all the comments, and I was waiting for the green door to appear, and I don't.
Toward the bottom of the second. Nope. Oh my God. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 paragraphs in. Somewhere toward the bottom. Elevator and stairs were the only thing at the other side of that mysterious green door.
Okay. Yeah, but this person says a green door, like the H.G. Wells story. I'm assuming in reference to the door in the wall, which is about a man who's transported through a door to like a garden, and he spends his whole life like wanting to go back to that place, and he gets chances, but he's like so focused on his career that he passes them up. I hope he responds. You also, if you're interested in whatever the door in the wall, you can literally listen to the entire story on Wikipedia. It has the audio file. Yeah, it's like 50 minutes. I would have preferred to be sent into a beautiful garden instead of 2 different creepy corridors. Unfortunately, it was just a really heavy door of the kind that doesn't let the fire through. I don't know what it's called in English. Sorry. A fire door, I think. Right?
I mean, yeah, like a fire escape.
Yeah. And then we have one more comment on here that says, some sort of rip in space.
Sure. What else? What else is going to happen? People are definitely going to... That was... Yeah, I could have gambled on people commenting that.
There was a couple more comments, but it was essentially something between those first 2 comments. But yeah, I personally just think they were in a different hallway the second time. I think it says that they went 2 more times, right? But I don't know. I'm pretty positive it was just a bunch of dumb fucking kids. Fucking idiots.
Probably dumb kids.
Should have been reading more instead of exploring fire doors. I guess.
Fire doors.
Ooh. Well, all right. So I don't really think there's that much more to it. So far, our first 2 stories, not very paranormal in my opinion, but
not so much. I mean, weird.
Yeah.
Mine was probably just a dream.
Yeah. Although we've already decided dreams are pretty paranormal.
It's true.
In the fact that they're just bizarre. Well, okay, let's go ahead and take our second ad break here, and then we'll move on to your second story.
Woo! I bought a historic school building, and it has ghosts. ... Now what? That's the title of my next story. It's the way this was posted sounded like someone asking for like info on like how they should
Like-
handle their most recent purchase. Like I don't know what to do with it now.
Yeah, they're like, what's escrow? Am
Yeah,
I
what
in
is-
some kind of trouble?
What's ROI?
What?
The title itself, I bought a historic building. A historic school building, and it has ghosts. Now what? It's posted like he wants us to be like, well, first you got to get rid of the ghosts. Like, you're not going to be able to flip this building if it's haunted.
Well, it sounds like a pretty large building. Maybe you can convert it into some individual Airbnbs that you
Oh
can then
man, that'd be pretty cool.
put on, jack up the prices and I don't know, make money on the side.
Could you imagine renting an Airbnb, but having to walk down a hallway with a hall pass to go to the bathroom?
Oh no, help here.
And if you were caught by the hall monitor, you were punished by getting swats on the ass.
you literally, you just cut out for me entirely, and then all I got from that was the hall monitor swatting you in the ass.
Oh no. Okay. I bought a historic school building, and it has ghosts now. What? r/ghosts 7 years ago. About 18 months ago, I purchased an old, shut-down school from the 1930s, turned it into a wedding and event venue business office space. I have also converted part of it into an apartment for myself and my future wife. I haven't met her yet, and I've been living there full-time for about 3 months. The building is not creepy and is actually quite peaceful, but the more time I spend here, the more unexplainable things I notice happening. I don't think that sentence makes sense the way it's structured. There have been footsteps, doors shutting, knocking, and occasionally even voices, only to find no one around. You know, normal ghost things. I have never believed in ghosts, and as an engineer, I always try to find the logical explanation in everything. But there have also been a few things happen that have left me stumped. A textbook from the 1950s that I found when ripping out a ceiling that disappeared for months and then reappeared along with another identical book in another part of the building. A book from the 1950s, but it was a school from the 1930s. Oh, wait, yeah, it shut down. Oh, no,
Yeah.
It doesn't say shut down in the 1930s. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, I mean, kids could have been going there for decades.
That's true. That's on me. That's my bad. A heavy, wide-based glass vase suddenly, quote, knocked over by nothing, caught on camera. I even found a noose hanging backstage. It functions, by the way. Huh? 6 months after purchasing the building. Oh, that was the end of the sentence. Maybe I just never noticed it before then. Who knows? Okay. As far as the history of the building goes, not much is known about it. I have spoken with the school board and local elderly people, and I gathered together some elderly people, and we spoke about this old school, and gathered what info I could. There is no record of it being built. Come on. Or blueprints of the building. But the general consensus is that the construction was completed in the mid-1930s and began when the previous building was burned to the ground in 1921. There is even less known about the previous building other than it was a 2-story structure with white wood paneled walls. It should be noted that there was a lynching tree on the school property that was cut down in the 1980s. How often or how regularly recently this tree was used to hang people, I have not found. Other than that, I can't find any accounts of bad things happening on the property or any other supernatural occurrences. So my question is, what do I do? Has anyone else had any? No. The answer is no. No one else has this experience. Are you fucking kidding me? Has anyone else had any similar experiences? Am I in danger? Does your property have a lynching tree? Did you find a noose in the theater? As I said earlier, I have never believed in ghosts or spirits or whatever, but my recent experiences have changed my outlook.
hey, I'm a rich guy that bought this big ass building to convert into a wedding venue and an apartment for me and my future wife, because I'm gonna make her live in this old building
I
next to
can't
a
imagine
wedding
she's
venue.
ecstatic about this.
Yeah. Okay, so there was a comment that kind of explained a little bit more that I didn't include in here. That this town has a population of like 270 people, so teeny tiny little town.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to figure. I'm wondering, how big is this school then? If the current population is less than 300 people, I can't imagine the school needed to be that big in the 30s.
So I went until my junior year of high school to a school with in a town with a population of just under 400. That ranged from kindergarten to 12th grade. It was all in the same building. There were some extra buildings added later on, but like a gym was built eventually, and you had to like walk over to that, and there was a football field built down the road. But the school was all very well contained. And it was, I mean, you could walk from one end to the other in about 2 minutes.
Okay. So, okay, what I'm imagining, because when I lived in Waco, I would do deliveries, and there was an old school from the 1930s that was converted into apartments. And you go in, and it's pretty neat, actually. I mean, like old classrooms are just apartments now, but there were 4 apartments that were literally just over the old gym, and they just kept it as a gym, right? So it's like a basketball court. It has a stage, and you'd walk through a door into like a little hallway it's like a little hallway that leads to the door of the apartment, but it's open to the gym. So if like you hopped over the railing, you'd be in the gym. So it was a neat little building, but I thought to myself, like, why the fuck would you want to live here? You know, it's kind of creepy. And it was, I'm pretty sure, like low income, like rent stabilized housing. But
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of what I'm picturing. But even that building seems much bigger than what this could possibly be. But I don't know. Let's see what the comments have to say.
Certainly, comment number 1. There are no demonic signs, which is good. But there's no... Sorry. Okay, I'm going to read this as it's written. There are no demonic signs, which is good, but you should definitely assert yourself. Don't show fear. Don't be afraid to tell them to stop what they're doing if they're bothering you. Renovation definitely stirs up activity, but from the sounds of what you're currently experiencing, you're not in any danger. Do we have any information on this commenter?
No, because it was a deleted
Damn it!
user, and there's 2 responses on here. One's from the OP, and then there's a third response. And I'm not sure if that was also a deleted user, and it didn't sound like the first commenter. So I have no idea.
Well, the OP does respond to this.
Before you go into that response, I've always been curious. Why does renovation stir up paranormal activity? Sure, you could say like, oh, it's their final resting place. They don't want things to change. It's been like a century, maybe more. You don't think they're fucking bored of this?
I don't know, man, because there's a lot of like, I saw an explanation one time of like, oh, how like ghosts walk through walls, but why? And it's like,
because it didn't used to
this
be
building
there,
had
right?
a different layout during their time, right? So like, you know, they're just walking their normal routes, their patterns.
Yeah, and you'll hear stories of like people seeing legs through the ceiling and stuff because they raised the roof or whatever. This still doesn't make any sense to me. Man, when I was working nights, my crew, they annoyed the hell out of me because I'd want to change things up. Like after being there for 3 months, I was burned out like completely because I was just doing the same things every night. And I was like, dude, we need to change it up because I need to change things up. But these guys have been working the same freaking aisles in that grocery store for years. And I keep asking them, I'm like, don't you want to change? Like, isn't this like, I would like literally, if I was doing this as long as you guys were, I would have killed myself by now.
I would be gone.
Yeah. And they'd just be like, no, I like knowing what I'm doing. And I'm like, dude, it takes 2 days to learn like a new aisle. Like, what are you talking
Right.
about? Maybe they're ghost. Maybe I was being fucking haunted the entire time I was working
you were
nights.
working with a bunch of dead guys.
It could be the only explanation, honestly.
A shame, to be sure. So to that comment, no demonic signs, OP responds, says, that's good to know. I've never felt threatened, just uneasy. It's almost become a joke, though. Like, you hear a door slam down the hall. Oh, that's just the ghost. And visitors think I'm joking, lol. A comment to this is, lol, this is how I react when I see, quote, ghosts every now and then. Edit, minus the threatened and uneasy part.
So you do feel threatened and uneasy?
Yeah. You're just in denial about how threatened you feel.
So, okay, what part of the OP's response there is how you react then? If not the not threatened and uneasy.
I think it's, maybe I do feel threatened and uneasy, but I make jokes about the ghost slamming doors.
Okay.
I don't know.
Oh, boy.
Comment number 2 says, honestly, I know this might piss off voyeur ghost hunters. What does that say?
Yeah, voyeur ghost hunters.
Voyeur ghost hunters? Okay. But I'd advise you to give it as little attention as possible, assuming you really do not want a haunted venue. Focus on raising the vibration of the building as much as possible, doing things like saging, having it blessed, letting in as much sunlight and fresh air as possible, playing high vibrating music. Your attention by taping things and seeking out more anomalous events can create, quote, more anomalous events. There is no unquote. That said, I would also like to see the video, lol. But if you're serious about the activity stopping future videos, might go against your intent. Good luck. OP does respond to say, I guess I'm neutral on the subject. From a business standpoint, no, I would prefer not to have my wedding venue haunted. Could be damaging. But outside that, I'm not sure I want to start poking around or stirring anything up. Just, things are calm now, but they may not stay that way.
You know, I think you do want a haunted wedding venue.
Yes. If Beetlejuice taught us anything, it is that ghosts sell.
Uh-huh. People want that. A lot of weirdos that would pay a lot of money to have a haunted wedding venue. And if you made like a little suite so they could stay there too.
Yeah.
I'm sure you'd make a lot of money. Especially because it sounds like it's in the middle of nowhere.
Business of hey, you have your wedding here, and guess what? Honeymoon right down the hall. It's a big old room. It used to be a gymnasium. There is a single heart-shaped bed in the very middle. The acoustics are not great, but that's not going to matter.
You're gonna want to hear your love-making sounds echoing back at you.
And we're all gonna think that the building is haunted.
Yeah, we're gonna be hearing a lot of screams.
So the OC does respond to that and says, I think the only way the activity amps up is if you invite it to. Ghost hunts, amateurs poking around. Is that what they meant earlier? Oh, never mind. They said voyeur, not amateurs. Poking around with digital recorders, or worse, Ouija boards, etc. Don't say one. People need to know what etc. is and how it works.
Yeah. Okay, so they, in that first comment, they put this little sentence in here that says playing high vibrating music. Now, the OP did continue this thread, and I'll show you in a second why I didn't add the rest of this. And he asks, what is the effect of vibrating music? And essentially asking what the effect of the vibrating music is. And if you look in our media channel real quick, I'm send you her response.
Okay.
And she labels it TLDR, and there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 paragraphs.
Holy shit. You want me to read the whole thing?
No, I don't want you to read this at all.
Oh.
So I didn't include it.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, you just needed to see that for yourself. And the OP did respond to that long comment saying, thanks for the explanation. Seems like a stretch, but I can see the logic. We play loud music all the time, so I don't know if that would do anything. I love that. Seems like a stretch. And there's no response from the OC after that, so. No. Oh, boy. Okay. You have one more comment on there, right?
I do.
Yeah.
Okay, so comment number 3. First, cool buy. Really supportive. I am jealous and hope to buy a haunted property someday. Second, you are not in any danger. I'm going to keep this energy. Spirits are just dead people. I am sure. Some will tell you it's a demon, but you'll know it by its behavior if it's dangerous. Most likely, it is just a spirit that is having fun with you or trying to communicate. So, the real question is, what do you want to do? Do you want it to go away, or do you want to embrace it?
Okay.
The OP responds, yeah, no, this is all good stuff.
No, I do like the whole, it's just dead people. It just sounds like someone having fun with you. Well, yeah, of course. It sounds like it would be a kid who attended this school,
that
right?
was going to school.
Unless they said it in the fucking story. There was a lynching tree on the premises, so
plenty of angry spirits born from a lynching tree, huh?
yeah. And I'm hoping that they mean like the Old West style justice lynching and not the racist Southern lynchings, because
I don't think they called it lynching when it was a justice hanging.
Yeah, they did.
They?
Yeah.
Okay.
Plenty of white people have also been lynched. I'll say that.
Okay. No, I believe that. I used to know a kid named, well, I probably shouldn't say his name, but his last name was Lynch, and he was a young black boy. And
was it David?
He fully understood the irony of his name. You said what?
I said, was it David?
It was, yeah, I knew a David Lynch as a young black man.
Did he go on to make movies? All right. What was the OP's response on that? Jesus.
Yeah, the OP does respond to the comment by saying, well, they didn't exactly mention it was haunted during the showing. Yeah, duh. And that's good to hear. I'm not going to say I want to, quote, embrace it per se, but it doesn't bother me.
You're going to want to embrace it, bud.
Yeah, go ahead and embrace it.
This was from 7 years ago, so who knows? Maybe they sold it or not. But I did add a little note here. There were a lot of people asking for that video of the vase falling over.
Yeah.
And the OP said that he posted it, but all of his poster aren't public, so I couldn't find it. I can't even look through their comment history. So, yeah, no look there.
What a shame.
Yeah, I would have liked to see what this school looks like.
Yeah, me too.
But, all right, so let's move on to our last ad break and then finish up here with my last story.
Okay.
The last one is from Glitch in the Matrix. It's been a while since I did it before the last episode, and now I'm doing it again. And this one, it's just such a stupid title. School uniform shirt changed its own size. This was posted 9 years ago. In the beginning of the school year, I bought new uniform as the old ones were getting small. I was outgrowing them. Year 9. The uniform pants were large-sized, suitable for 32-inch waist. Okay, this must be somewhere in Asia, because a 32-inch waist is pretty small in the U.S. And there were 2 shirt types, the formal white shirt for Monday and Wednesday. Actually, you know what? I'm realizing that this is like a teenager, so maybe 32 is
I was going to say, I was a
30-32
until I was like 22.
Yeah, I'm still a 30-32. So.
Oh.
There were 2 shirt types, the formal white shirt for Monday and Wednesday, and the red polo t-shirt for Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. The white shirt was XL, and the red polo shirt was the same XL. Okay, what? You could have just said all your shirts were XL. Today, I had swimming as the first period of the day. Oh, they went straight to Reddit. Take a drink.
Yep.
So I took off my polo tee and pants, and changed into my swimming trunks. I then put my uniform in my assigned locker. Everyone is assigned a locker. Mine was number 9 out of 25 in total. There's a small number of the lockers that show us which is which, so I put my uniform in my locker and bring my slippers, goggles, and cap to the pool after locking it. After returning from swimming, I grabbed my kit from locker 9, of course, and went to the shower. And this is where things get strange. I said before my polo tee is size XL, which fit me well. I'm 162 centimeters, birthday in late October. Why are you including that? 162 centimeters. What is that? Like, probably about our height, right?
I told you, man, unless it's D&D, I can't do that math.
Yeah. I tried to put on my tee after drying, and it's really tight, almost like compression clothes. I then take it off and was stunned to see M on the label where XL should have been.
Oh, no.
Then only do I notice that the tee is too small for me. What? No, you noticed when you put it on. Anyways, I didn't know what to feel, scared, frustrated, worried, or whatever. I had checked my whole class, and no one had access to my locker. All our lockers had different passcodes. I checked my locker, and there's nothing else in it, except my shoes. I'm still wearing slippers. For some reason, my pants were still of the same size. I hurriedly put on my pants and the M size tee and call my mom and tell her what happened. She initially blamed it on me, but after telling her everything, she just said it was my friends. And it wasn't. How could my polo tee disappear from my locked locker and be replaced with a smaller one? And why didn't my pants change size? If whatever wanted the t-shirt to change size, change the size of my pant. What? Whatever entity wanted to change their shirt size, why wouldn't they change their pant size is what they're trying to say. I ended up going to the uniform shop to buy an XXL red polo tee since they were out of stock on the large and XL. I ended up wearing my XXL tee with my pants for the rest of the day. Until now, I still have no freaking idea what the hell happened at school. I'm still jumpy and overly cautious right now as I write this. Okay.
Damn.
Okay. Okay, I'm just gonna get straight into the comment because I think this exchange is funny. There's only one comment and and a response from the OP. So the comment says such. The only thing I can think of that makes sense is if one of your classmates bought a medium because they were out of large at the time, and upon noticing your XL, switched shirts with you while you were putting on your swimsuit. Unless you got changed in a private stall and carried your clothes directly to the locker without stopping for anything or putting them down, then I think this is the most likely scenario. If the shirt never left your view, however, then I don't know what to tell you. The OP responds and says, I had locked my clothes in the locker after changing. They never left my view except while swimming. Locked in the locker. And the commenter just responds with, yep, then I'm stumped. So, okay. I think this commenter, they're going somewhere. What they're saying is, while this kid was changing, taking off his clothes, someone passing by probably saw the XL, was like, that's the size I need, not this medium. And then took the shirt and left the medium. And then the OP must have scooped it up without looking, put it in their locker, and then afterwards noticed, right? I want to know what a size medium in this country is, because
right, if this 3230 person is walking around wearing extra larges or whatever.
Yeah. Let's see. They should be height wise. They would be about 5'4", so the size of like an average woman in the States.
Okay.
So I don't know, at grade 9, what age would that be? Like 15, right? 14, 15?
Maybe. I always get this wrong for sure.
It would be about 14. That'd be like your freshman year. So maybe don't Google that, Mr. R.
Oh, sure.
You're gonna be put on a list.
It does say 14 to 15 years old.
Okay. That could be a pudgier kid.
For my podcast. Okay, I typed that in. Just to be sure.
The Rooster Teeth podcast, back in the day when that existed, they had a running joke where they would Google weird shit all the time and use the excuse that like they have a podcast. If they're ever questioned by like the FBI or something, they'd be like, "Well, I was looking it up for my podcast."
Yeah.
It's the perfect excuse.
And they could listen to it. We have evidence.
Yeah. Unless I cut it out.
Oh, no. This is how you get me.
Okay. Do you have any theories? Those are the only comments. So
no, the only theory I have is exactly what the comment said. It's it's not that you put one shirt in the locker and a new shirt came out. It's you put the wrong shirt in the locker from the get-go.
Yeah, it's a uniform. It's a school that has uniforms where you have to wear specific colors on certain days, right? Maybe all these kids are like ripping off their clothes. Nobody's paying attention to where their shit lands, you know? You could have just easily picked up someone else's shirt by accident. Maybe you screwed someone else's day up too, right?
Well, yeah, except, I mean, their day is just is just a loose shirt.
Yeah. Hey, they could have just worn a tight shirt all day.
That's true.
But imagine
why
this
not wear
is
a tight shirt?
But let's just imagine this is a glitch in the Matrix. Maybe it's foreshadowing. Maybe you're going to lose enough weight to fit a medium.
This is a portent.
I don't think that's how it works for growing kids. I think you just outgrow your former size and you can never fit back into it, right? But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it is just a mix-up. Man, I don't think any of her. I mean, that your second story was a little paranormal. There was some stuff going on there, but I'm not. I'm not sure the rest of these were. Hey, we got them from paranormal subreddits, so
right.
It works. It works for the show.
It's gonna have to work.
Yeah, you sent something in our media channel, right? Is this just a subreddit?
Yeah, it is a subreddit.
Okay.
It is. It's one of my new favorite things to look up. It's called 2-sentence horror, r/2-sentence horror. And I have searched the word schools within this subreddit, and it has come up with a list of the hottest 2-sentence horror stories involving the word school.
Okay.
And I thought these would be fun to read through.
Okay, so I'm just going to click on this first one here that pops up. This titled, "The principal of my son's school called me at work today to tell me my son pushed another kid while on a school excursion." Okay, and I'm guessing the title is the first sentence, the body is the rest of the story. And then I'm assuming these 500 comments aren't just people putting their own sentence at the end of it. Because there are 500 comments on this first one. Okay. "The principal of my son's school called me at work today to tell me my son pushed another kid while on a school excursion. I initially thought that this hardly warranted a phone call until I remembered that my son's excursion was to the Grand Canyon." Okay.
Dude, all of them are like this. All of them. Well, I should say all of them are like this. Specifically with the word school, most of them are about shootings, right? Thanks, America.
Jesus Christ. Well, at least they're not about lynching. So
yeah, that's true. There's a silver lining there, isn't there? I'm going to read the next one. "Your wife picked up your kids a half an hour ago, sir." That was in quotes. "Your wife picked up your kids half an hour ago, sir. I rushed out so fast. I didn't tell the school that I didn't have a wife and began to cry as I realized I was finally free of those filthy animals."
Okay, this leads to questions. You don't have a wife.
No.
It doesn't matter if you're not married. Your kids have a mom, right? So
yeah,
where'd these kids come from? That's the real horror story. Oh, boy.
Yeah, if the kids just apparated one day, impossible.
Okay, the next one here is, Mommy, a vampire tried to ambush us on the playground today, but we tied it up and let it scream for hours in the sunlight." That was a quote. "Mrs. Baker listened in shock while she clutched the school letter on the needs of new students with albinism." Okay, what?
Well, they tied up an albino in the sun.
Yeah.
Which, yeah. Again, all of the stories are like this.
Huh.
"I dropped my son off at the bus stop for his first day of school and wished him luck. I got an email from the school saying my son had been marked absent." That's it.
How many upvotes did that one have? 15,000. What the fuck?
15,000.
I was so happy to show off my science experiment at school. I probably showed off my baby brother and explained that it had taken exactly 437 elastic bands to crush his skull.
I don't know why I find these so funny.
It has 14,000 upvotes. These aren't even good.
No. I confessed to my wife about what really happened to those missing schoolgirls. After I told her, she said, "Who do you think was making sure their bodies weren't found?" It was me.
Okay, anyways, I think it's going to do it for us.
Yes, okay. We could put an end to this now. That's going to have to do it for this school-themed episode. I'd like to say thank you to Dale Spalding and Ender Music for our intro, as well as Sean over at OhThatSean.com for our podcast art, but also thank you for listening. You have great retention skills. You probably went to school, and we're proud of you for that. If you have any suggestions for spooky subreddits, websites, or even just a story you'd like us to read from, go ahead and drop those suggestions in the comments, or you can send them directly to us for the show at PONDPOD on Reddit.
Yeah, and if you're enjoying the show, you can do a couple things for us, such as leave a 5-star rating and review, or comment on whatever platform you listen on. You can also check out some of the other shows we do, such as Sequel Factory, where we watch a movie and pitch an idea for a sequel that nobody asked for, with our good friend Jet Kuso, and you can catch Mr. R and Mr. E on the Dirty 22 for some D&D fun wherever you find podcasts. And we've been a Paranormal Dudes, ever in need of stories to intrigue, perplex, maybe even frighten. So remember, if you can't explain it, you probably picked up the wrong shirt. I don't know, man. So until next time, stay tuned and stay in school, kids.
That's a good one. That's just a good one to have.
But do drugs.
Yeah, what? No one's telling you not to do drugs anymore. It's 2026. Go do drugs, go to school, be smart.
Yeah. All right, bye, everybody.